Rearing rabbits is among the important agriculture practices in the country due to its benefits, though any farmer will tell you that it's a risky business. However, starting a rabbit farming business does not require a lot of capital like any other business does. Rather, it requires the entrepreneur to have knowledge about animal husbandry and how best to raise them. Today, with Isa Ruingare Chivinge, a farmer and a professional veterinary doctor, recites to us that rabbits as an investment in our localities are easy to rear compared to other animals, the fact that the rate of production is high as they quickly multiply.
You should have an interest in what you are going to do. 2, the space where you're going to start such a project. But before starting such a project, you should have the shelter as you see them here, because you don't need somebody to be starting poultry project or rabbit project or any livestock project without having the shelter. 2, you should choose what breed if for rabbits, because we have a variety of rabbits, but they are not the same, which people need to know. There are some types of breeds. There is California, there is American, New Zealand, as many. But these ones, they differ. 1, in production. 2, in feeding. 3, and management. But management should not be a problem to the farmers there and who is viewing now. The only thing people need to understand, 1, if you have interest in what you are doing, everything will go on well. Because rabbits, as we speak now, it is the second project which can be managed by any person wherever you are. Because they are easily fed, they are easily managed, and even treated. The one thing people need to understand, hygiene is the first thing to be put at hand. It is the 4-point hygiene. We don't need such that every person should be coming around your farm, because we don't know where they might be coming from, as to prevent diseases. So this we have to be very clear about it.
A farm should have cages for the rabbit that measure 2.5 feet both in width and height. In length, it should be 2 to 3 feet. They should also be readily accessible by the farmer to avoid congestion and accidents, built in a way that it is protected from bad weather, predators like dogs and thieves.
Now, to be honest, as you see here, it's about 90 domes. And to be on the safe side, each dome at least it should be having only 1. At least, but they can be even 2. But for this here, it should be 1, it should be 2 feet by 2. At least that can work. But the most important thing, rabbits should be having well ventilated houses. If they are not well ventilated, you will come across the diseases such as flu, such as blood, coccidiosis. So people may feel that rabbits are a bit difficult, but the only thing which you need to know, they need air to be fully and out. Well ventilated houses for rabbits, it is having enough light and having enough air.
Like any other creature, rabbits also get sick, and their diseases often prove fatal due to the lack of drugs dedicated to their treatment. A shortage of veterinarians with any rabbit-specific background. As a result, easily communicable ailments such as colds and diarrhea can easily wipe out your entire colony. However, most of them can be simply treated on the farm.
As I said it before, as a farmer there, you should like what you are doing, or you should like your project, and you should have interest in what you are doing. Because when you look at this rabbit here, I can talk with it, and I know how it feels because I know its language. Because there are some diseases which can be identified, and some diseases are visible. Because now the first disease which people can look and know, it is the flu. If the rabbit is infected with the flu, one, it will start scratching its nose. The second, you will start seeing tears coming from its eyes. When you come across such a sign, that is a symptom of flu. It can be treated. And what I want to tell the viewers there, that as a veterinary officer who is trained, we started the project of rabbits, the project of poultry and livestock, by making research on plants as the medicine for treating our livestock. Because you might have seen some of the greens or the plants around here. Because if you see or you come across such the symptom of scratching its nose, its mouth, and tears coming from the eyes, that's already a sign of flu. If you go into the chemical medicine, you can use erythromycin, it will work, or you can use tyrosine, it will work. But if we are to be using these plants for treating them, one, we need garlic, we need tobacco leaves, we need sisal, we need marijuana, and many others which we mix for treating flu. If it is done, the treatment it takes only 3 to 4 days. But make sure that if you are using the chemical medicine, these circuits, they have air inside the circuits. And once you cut that part of the circuit and the air blows out, don't use it again. It will be expired. But if you use the plants here, however much and how many times you give them, they don't get expired, neither contaminated. Because if we are to be helping our farmers there, plants, these are the main sources of all medicine, whether it be in human being or in animals. So that's the first disease. The second disease is coccidiosis. What is coccidiosis? The main cause of coccidiosis, it is hygiene. Coccidiosis is in poultry, coccidiosis is in rabbits, coccidiosis is in piggery, coccidiosis is in all livestock. But the basic knowledge people need to understand is being clean and keeping hygiene, maximum hygiene at your farm. If you make that, you will not be attacked by coccidiosis. And if it happens that it have attacked you, one, the chemical medicine to use, you should use amprolium. There is a difference in this medicine, by the way. There is amprolin, there is amprolium, there is sulfur, but the best one, these are the medicine made in Germany, made in Holland, made in Netherlands, and Belgium. The rest can be used, but I don't recommend them. But if we are to be using our plants here, the best one, if we use garlic, we use marijuana, we have sisal, we have tobacco leaves, then ash and many others. We boil them, we prepare them, give them, we put in water. For severe illness, it is 1 meal per rabbit. for 3 days, it will cure. For that, the farmer needs to understand. Then the third disease, it is bloat. You see that they swell. You find that when you look at a rabbit like this, and you see that the stomach here, it has started swelling. That's what we call bloat. It doesn't pass whatever it's supposed to be passing. One, it will require the disease for removing that. At times, there is constipation in them, and what you need to do is to treat them, putting water, such that it is very important for the rabbit keepers or enterprise interested persons to see that your rabbits, the first thing before giving them food or the feed is water, because 95% for the life of these rabbits depend on water, and if they don't take water, you are going to have to come across diseases like this bloat some people are complaining about. So I think for the start, as the farmers, those are the 3 major diseases. To add on to that, it's the intestinal worms. They need to be dewormed by the hole. At least if you deworm them, you come to a farm which is at least hard. But other people, they don't have time. If you want to know what you are doing that they like you, give them time. Talk to them. Ask them. Go to local by local and talk to them. You are not feeding well. Why? I don't see whether you are taking water. Why? Why is it that most of the feeds are down? Why? By the end of the day, you will know the reason as why there is water still in the container there. And there is a reason why most of the feeds are down. So you need to understand. Like your project.
The feeds given to the rabbits depend on the size, age, and breed type. An adult rabbit should feed on grains, hay, home mixed grains, and commercial rabbit pellets to meet all their nutritional requirements with enough supply of clean water all the time. Hay is given to the animals to stop diarrhea and to aid the doe recover faster after kindling.
So the farmers there, what you need to know, I don't advise any rabbit farmer to be feeding your rabbit with fresh grass unless when you have treated this grass. Reason is behind. During at night, we have very many insects and other bacteria which move around our grass there. And if you take to be taking them and you give them direct, you will be promoting other diseases to the rabbits. It's like even in chicken, it's like even in animals. So it is better if you are not using pellets, use the mixed feeds of maize bran or broken with concentrates. If not that, use hay, the dry grass. And the best in grass, it is hay. Don't use fresh grass because there are some problems and challenges in it. 2, rabbits need water 24/7 because there are some, if it is during the hot days, you don't need to be putting that, let me see whether they will finish such quantity of water. Put water there, you can put a container of 20 liters and give them. The reason why we put there some people who should be monitoring this, say that if it is a rainy season, at times the consumption reduces. And if it is a hot season, it rises. So it is not necessarily very sure that we should be putting such quantity of water. Put as many as possible, that whenever it needs to take water, it doesn't need to starve. The plants you see around here, They are not for fun, but are for control and treatment of people. Because we are very funny and lucky and proud of ourselves. We no longer use chemical medicine in our rabbits. So in terms of markets, we are very sure about this. We use plants for treating and controlling diseases in our rabbits here.
When setting up a breeding system for your rabbitry, your first consideration should be the purpose for raising rabbits. If you are raising rabbits for meat, you may want to produce as many fryers as possible. Rabbit breeding schedules are usually based on 7-day intervals for ease in record keeping. Many commercial rabbit producers will breed days back 14 to 21 days after kindling. A 35-day breed back schedule is recommended.
It could be better in a year at least to give you 6 times. There it works. Instead of saying that every month it should be bear younger one, at least to be given an allowance of 1 month. An allowance of 1 month, such that the delivered ones, they should be having ample time to suck. Then the second month, because for rabbits, the date they delivers is the date it has to conceive. So they should be given an allowance of 1 month after delivery, 1 month after delivery, meaning that in a year it delivers 6 times. There it works. That's another way of family planning in a rabbit.
No matter what breeding schedule you use, always check the condition of the rabbits before mating them.
To be honest, it depends on the farmer who wants these rabbits. But the best advice, it should be between 3 months to 6 months. Why? Because these females, they should be taken when they're almost ready to conceive, and they should be 6 months. There are some who may think, oh, doctor, no, I need that one of 1 month. To be honest, if you take that one of 1 month, 2 months, even the transportation to where you are taking them, it may be a problem to you. Take at least minimum, at least 3 months. But the best advice should be 6 months. Because to conceive it should be at least 7 months. There to work. Because managing them, it is not a bit easy. If you take those one under 3 months, it may disturb you. And even to get coping up with the environment, if you transfer it from here to another area, then it may take time again to get a setback. And if it reaches there, if you take 1 month, it may get stunted and start complaining. But the best idea, or the best idea, at least 3 months. But for a farmer who is interested in going into such an enterprise, take those ones which are ready. 6 months, it will work for you. And now, for consumption, for meat, at least start with it. 7 months plus. Just have no problem with that.
Rabbit consumption is not a traditional practice in Uganda. However, each is valued at 120,000 Uganda shillings, giving the mother stock an estimated value of 72 million Uganda shillings, with each producing at least 38 kits per year, meaning the farm produces at least 22,800 rabbits per year.
If it comes to sales, as I speak now, the price ranges between 20,000 to 120,000, depending on the breed you want. It is between 20,000 and 120,000 for a single rabbit. But of what breed? That's why when we are talking about the enterprise or the breed we have here, If you are to be coming here, make sure you come with an amount of 20,000 to 120,000, because you can see even the standard, how we feed them, the construction itself, because and even the treatment itself. And when we give you our product, one, we first train you how to manage them. Two, we teach you how to understand the diseases, to identify the diseases, signs and symptoms, and how to treat them. It's not a matter of just coming here, I need rabbits, no. We need our farmers to be sensitized before taking what you need from us. These are the basic knowledge people need to know. And some people think that rabbits, they don't vary. No, they vary in breeds. Because, as I said it before, if it is for breeding, just breeding, it is different for meat. Because it can deliver 4 to 8, or even beyond that, it depends. So if you are coming for at least 1, I don't advise you to take 1. You should at least take 2 or beyond that. For the baby and the mature one, because you may say that I want that one of 3 months. Now that one of 3 months, to be honest, you need to come with 60,000 because of the breed you are taking. If you want that one which is almost ready, then you need to come not less than 1 month. Because I need to be clear about that. You don't need to come at the gate and start shouting. We don't encourage that. Because when we come and we tell you that that one which you have pointed there, it's 120. Hey, Ngamusera, don't come. We need to be very clear about this. So, what I may recommend to our viewers there today, be who you are. Start from where you are. This is the right chance. If you are in need of rabbits, it is just a call away. I'm trained to train, even training other people how to come in overcoming poverty. Start from where you are.